Hey, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rucha HaKodash, the barners into the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace, blessings, and salutations to those who elect. This is your brother Taziar with the GMS Pittsburgh Camp coming at you with a quick lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. The water, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, for putting a spirit on me to do this lesson in the Lord's will. It is edifying to the sheep and to the flock of Yahweh, Yahweh Shai. To so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans whose forefathers go back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. You are indeed the true biblical Hebrew Israelites, and it's time for you to repent, for the kingdom of heaven is at hand. All right, this lesson is going to go into using the world, but not abusing it, man. All right, so let's get this. This is 1 Corinthians chapter 7, verse 31. It says, and they that use this world is not abusing it, for the fashion of this world passeth away. See, we ought to operate in this society and in this world with wisdom, man. Okay, so the things that we got to do and the things that we got to handle, we have to make sure that we're doing it with balance. Okay, and what helps us with balancing, operating in this dark world, in this dark society? The scriptures, man. Okay, like the scriptures say. Let me get it. Actually, I believe it's Is it Romans? Let me see. Hold on. Romans 12. No, it's not Romans 12. Salakia. Give me 1 second. Let me see. I might have hope. I know it's something 12. Bear with me about Bakushai. Romans 15. Oh, sorry. Salakia. 15, Romans 15:4 says, for whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning, that we through patience and comfort of the scriptures might have hope. Okay. That's suffering. All right. But when we suffer, okay, enduring, the scriptures gives us that comfort, man. So that's what helps us operate, okay, through this dark world. As the scriptures also say in Psalms, I think it's Psalms 119, when it talks about the scriptures being a light unto our path. Okay, let me see. I believe it's Psalms 119. It might be Psalms 109. Let me see. I'll just look it up. Give me 1 sec, Babakusha. Psalms. Oh, yep. Psalms 119. Psalms 119, and I'll read 104 and 105. It says, through thy precepts I get understanding, therefore I hate every false way. It says, thy word is a lamp unto my feet and a light unto my path, man. All right, because this world that we are living in right now is full of darkness, man. And the light that helps us and guides us is ultimately also to Yahweh Shai. Yahweh Shai gave us the comforter, all right, the spirit, which is these scriptures, man, to understand the scriptures, to understand what we are going through when we go outdoors, man, as we're outside and living amongst the world, man, because we are not in the same vibration as the world. All right. So, all right, that was that. Let me get Colossians 4 and verse 5. It says, walk in wisdom toward them that are without, redeeming the time. All right, and what times are we in? We're in the evil times, man. So when we're operating in the world and we're using it, not abusing it, we have to remember these. We have to remember these things, man, and apply them to our life to the best of our ability, man, with balance. Okay. The key point being with balance. All right. Because what time are we in? I just read Colossians. This is Ephesians 5 and verse 15. It says, see then that you walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise, redeeming the time, because the days are evil. Wherefore be ye not unwise, but understanding what the will of the Lord is. You see? So that's why we have to take heed unto the scriptures and apply them to our life with fear and with faith, man. We know that faith is what? A gift from Yahweh Shai, Ephesians 5 and 8. All right. And when we are blessed with that gift, we have to take heed with fear, man, because it is a fearful thing to fall into the hands of the living power, man, which is Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. So we have to operate with wisdom and with balance when we are operating in the world, man. Not being of the world, but operating in the world. Okay, there's a difference. When you're in the world, you are doing You are living by the ways of death, man, which is sin. You're living after your own wicked devices, man, so to speak. You are a part of that do as thou wilt bullshit that this world pushes, man. Starting with Esau, Edom. Okay. Let me get I read that. Ooh, yeah, since I already like harped on it a bit. This is John 15 and verse 19. The point, if you were of the world will love his own. But because you are not of the world, but I have chosen you out of the world, therefore the world hateth you. Because again, like I mentioned earlier, we don't operate in the same vibration as the world. So a lot of things that we do, the world look at us in a very awkward, foul way, like why you act like that, or why you don't do this? You think you better than me, or you think you better than us, and what you mean you don't eat pork? You grew up on this and all that bullshit. What you mean you don't smoke? Oh, I can't go without smoking. I gotta smoke to eat. I gotta smoke to think. I gotta smoke to. This is a whole bunch of bullshit. When you're not of the world and you don't do the things of the world, and we're not in the world and you don't do the things that the world does, they look at you in a foul way, and then you, of course, you not being in the same vibration in them, they hate you for it, because they can't understand it. They can't put their finger on how all of a sudden this dude I grew up with, how all of a sudden he just don't do this no more. And he used to do this with me. He used to smoke with me. We used to smoke together. We used to roll up together. I remember, man, we used to smoke together. We used to talk about doing this and doing that. And we used to always hook up with niggas' chicks and all that shit and da-da-da. And all of a sudden, he don't do that no more. I don't fuck with him. Oh, he's a lame. He's a weirdo, But that's okay, because we operate in the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, and the Lord looks down upon that. The Lord don't like us doing that. The Lord don't want us to do that. He gave us specific laws, statutes, commandments that we have to apply to our life. So that's what separates us from the world. The world operates with Esau's vibration of do as thou wilt, doing everything that's against Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Okay? Being adversaries, man, of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. That's literally the spirit and the vibration that 2/3 of our people operate in, man. That's why the Lord said, and that's why that applies to today. Ye are of your father, the devil, man. Y'all act just like Esau, man, doing everything that is against what Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua stands for, man. Starting with the law, statutes, commandments, But let's see. Let's get this. Let's get this. Yeah. And even going down to, your household, man, because ultimately when we are operating with this balance and we're operating in the, when we're operating in the world, all right, we have to remember that when we are going through different things, we have to take our cross, man, and we can't put nothing above Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, man. And again, applying that to your life with balance, man. Okay? So actually, let me get this first. This is Proverbs 11 verse 1. It says, a false balance is abomination to the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, but a just weight is his delight. However, that is for you. You got to put the balance between, the priorities, man. You have to find that balance, man, and move accordingly with fear with Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, man. Okay? I'm speaking to myself first and foremost. All right? But let's get this real quick. This is Matthew 10, and I'll start at verse 36. It says, and a man's foe shall be they of his own household. He that loveth father or mother more than me is not worthy of me. He that loveth son or daughter more than me is not worthy of me. And then this is Yahushua speaking. He says, and he that taketh not his cross and followeth after me is not worthy of me. He that findeth his life shall lose it, and he that loseth his life for my sake shall find it. And I wanted to bring this out, okay, and making a point even more of, again, using the word but not abusing it, because the Lord can bless you with children, can bless you with with a wife, but you got to find the balance between the two. You can't let these different things that the Lord bless you with overtake your whole life to where you ain't making videos, you ain't watching videos, you ain't coming to camp, you ain't going to the councils. You can't let these different things overtake your whole life, man. Your job, you can't let none of that, because just as fast that the Lord gave all that to you, the Lord could take it away even faster, man. So again, operating with fear, operating with wisdom in this world, using it, but not abusing it, man. Okay? Just making a point right there, man. And I'll close out with this. This is 2 Corinthians chapter 6 and verse 14. It says, be ye not unequally yoked together with unbelievers. For what fellowship have righteousness with unrighteousness, and what communion have light with darkness? Oh, yeah. The reason, and Salakia, the reason why I wanted to bring this out, I should have brought this out a little earlier, but it is what it is. It's all through the Spirit. Because when I brought out walk with wisdom to them that are without, because again, you could do, little certain things. The elder, the apostles always talk about, you don't just got to be a closed off person. Of course, you still gonna have to operate in the world, or operating in the world and everything. You could still go out, have a drinks, whatever, but doing those different things with wisdom. Now, do they say that they suggest that you go do those things? No, but you're gonna do what you do. But if you do it with wisdom, man. Especially being amongst the 2/3 in the world, because they don't operate in the same vibration as you. And it would be wise for you, if you was to do these things, to do them at a fair time or whatever. Because as the night goes on, you shouldn't be outside during the times where a lot of bullshit goes on, because now you're gonna catch yourself in a situation that you had no business being in the first place, and realizing that those individuals, those associates that's in the world, and they don't know that, they understand that, or they cool with you, and they understand that you don't do certain things. At some point, again, you have to make that balance of, you can't just be doing that every single weekend and going out that's not wise for you to do. That's not balance right there. Okay. Though, like I said, the point hopefully was made, just when you are using the world, we're using it with wisdom and with balance, man, and not abusing it. Because ultimately, not having that balance, not walking with that wisdom, you can lose sight on things and get distracted, and eventually the Lord can take the spirit from you, man. So, Lord's will, the point's been made. I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushai, Bahashim, Rachah HaKodash, double honors unto the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace, blessings, and salutations to those for elect. This is your brother Tazior of the GMS Pittsburgh camp. Till next time, I want to say Shalom.